able to send a signal from 2 points into an individual so they literally hear a voice in their head that nobody around them hears.
Do not watch this video alone. Tonight, I have gathered some of the darkest TikToks that you have never seen. And I know I've been gone for a while, so there's a lot of dark secrets we still have yet to expose. But with the videos I've gathered for you tonight, you are not going to be the same after watching this. And with that being said, make sure you watch till the end of the video because the mainstream will never show you this. And don't watch alone because this is going to get terrifying. What's even scarier than the TikToks we're about to watch today is the fact that 60% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
Yo! So if you haven't been paying attention, David's friend Neo Langston has been arrested and booked into the Lewis and Clark County Jail in Helena, Montana. Now, this entire situation is being reported by TMZ, and the reason why he was arrested was for failure to appear as a witness. And they actually dropped pictures of him getting arrested. Here's the cop putting the handcuffs on him. This is them walking him to the car and then opening the door to the police car. They're actually taking him from Montana to LA. I don't know how they found him at all. That is crazy. But as you can see, this is him right here in this picture with David. Now, last time I talked about this situation, it was being reported that David was most likely to be charged with murder. Now, TMZ says it's unclear if 23-year-old Neo was being called as a witness in the Rivas case, but his connection to David can't be ignored. It's documented on social media that David and Neo are friends and hang out. As you can see, there's a whole other picture right here. Things are getting interesting, and if there's any other updates, I will keep you updated. Other than that, though, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious.
You know, this is a step in the right direction, but maybe they should be more focused on the guy that was actually with her. All they've done so far is arrest this dude's sidekick, and now he's posted up his mugshot like any person that gets arrested with conspiracy to unalive somebody and they're posted up like this, send him to jail, bro. Like, why are you smiling? Like, for what, bro?
This dude in Pennsylvania got caught with over 100 skeletal remains in his home.
What?
Yes.
I did not hear about this. What the hell are you talking about, bro?
So this dude, Jonathan Gerlach, lives in Pennsylvania by himself. I think he has a fiance. A lot of neighbors started noticing that there would be hella flies outside of his house. When I say hella flies, like every window has like 30 flies banging on his window, trying to get into his house. And a lot of his neighbors started saying that they started seeing bodies, skeletons in this dude's home. Like, I'm talking about like hanging from the ceiling of his house. Like, he has like full skeletons hanging from the ceiling of his house and his garage and stuff.
What?
On January 6th, they catched this dude red-handed leaving a cemetery with a bag of bones.
So was he stealing remains from cemeteries?
Yes.
For what?
They said since like last November, he's
been doing this for like a year?
He's been doing this for hella long. They found out that this dude has been selling the skeletons or the bones of these people.
Online?
Online. Like, he has a whole Instagram page.
No way he's selling the bones on Instagram.
Yes. When they caught him with children's skeletons. Children bones. So after they caught him stealing the bones from the cemetery, they got a warrant to go to his house, and that's where they found all the skeletons and all the bones in his home. They said that some of them were literally hung up from the ceiling,
bro,
like full skeletons that he had like put together. His fiance comes out and tells them that he has a storage unit,
and he has more in there.
They said that he had almost like 80 bodies inside his storage unit,
and he was selling these.
He was selling them. Like, his page has so much posts, and they're damn near all about selling skulls and human bones. But this dude Jonathan pretty much got arrested for this, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna go to jail for a long time because he was robbing hella graves.
You know, I'm all for the hustling mindset, but this is definitely not the route to go. For 1 second, let's look past the dude that was selling this. Who is buying this? Who's keeping this dude in business? Because y'all need to go down too. Like,
if this winter storm does what they are saying it's going to do, a lot of people are going to be in trouble because they are saying certain places, including where I'm at, could receive 12 to 15 inches of snow, y'all. And on top of that, this is some serious, brutal, cold weather that we are dealing with too. And it looks like there is no end in sight when it comes to this brutal cold weather. But something really seems different about this one. I know that it's winter time, but something really seems different about this one. And I know I'm not the only one out there that is wondering what is really going on. Especially when you see this number right here, because every single time, if you know, you know. And My heart goes out to those that have to be outside, you know, during all this. This is some crazy stuff, y'all. This is some crazy, crazy stuff. And it really looks like there is no end in sight. Y'all stay safe out there.
Dude, the world's top and the most known Loch Ness Monster hunter just admitted after 52 years of searching that Nessie isn't even real. Okay, so this one actually hurts a little bit. Adrian Shine is 76 years old. He moved to Scotland in 1973. He moved there with nothing but a tent, a camera, and a rowing boat because he was determined to find the Loch Ness Monster. He was the literal guy that founded the Loch Ness Project, led the biggest sonar search in history with 24 boats and £1 million worth of equipment, and became the guy when it comes to Nessie research. And now, randomly after 52 years, he's coming out and he's saying that Nessie is not even real. He's saying that all of the past sightings were just ship wakes because heavy boat traffic creates these multi-humped wave patterns that look like a creature from a distance. He's also saying that the famous long neck was just birds gathering on calm water because the water itself is too cold for any reptile to survive and there's not enough fish to feed something that big. And then all of the classic Loch Ness Monster photos that everybody knows about, his exact words are, they were all fakes, all of them. Okay. He said that the entire turning point for him was in the 1970s when a magician analyzed every single famous photo and proved that they were all tricks. But then the entire thing sums up to the fact that he says he has no regrets, I've had enormous fun, and he's still open to new evidence. So do you believe it's real or not?
Adam, you let the man that be clapping your wife knock you out in 30 seconds in front of your wife. As men are chanting, saying, yes, beat him up just like you be beating his wife. You let the man that almost got your wife pregnant twice beat you up in 30 seconds in front of her. This man gotta clap your wife, disrespect your family, and beat you up. Humiliation ritual ain't even a word for what I just witnessed, bro. Do y'all genuinely not care about what your daughter is gonna see when she grow up? I'm telling you, she had love for that man. It don't matter for the money, bro. She don't love him no more, bro. Watching your significant other get beat up by your side piece will forever make you look at them like they scary, bro. Just imagine your significant partner had you believing that they were so hard, then they get beat up by your sneaky link.
So this dude clapped your wife's cheeks for everybody to see, and then he beat you up. You know, sometimes you just gotta know when to call it quits. You know, I'm never one to tell someone to give up, but this would be the one rare case. Like, I don't care how much money you make off this situation, bro. Like, it's not worth it at all. Because at the end of the day, bro, if you have $1 million, but you got nobody there with you, what is that $1 million worth? Nothing. What are you gonna go buy a house and just sit in it and be like, oh yeah, look at me, I'm happy? Like, no, bro, you're not happy. Your wife got her cheeks clapped. It's over, bro. It's just over.
This is why the Appalachian Mountains are dangerous, and locals don't go deep into them. There was a man named Roy, a moonshiner, hiding illegal stills in the mountains, but every time they were found. So Roy wanted a place no one could reach. An old native man warned him there was a spot his people never went to, a forbidden place. Bad things lived there, but no one would ever find you. Roy went anyway. 2 days hiking, thick brush, no sunlight all the way. Something followed them, heavy, moving, never seen. When they reached the clearing, they saw huge holes in the ground, 3-4 feet wide. Then a deer stepped out, shaking, frozen. It stopped near one hole, and in 1 second, something exploded from the ground and dragged it under. Gone. Roy walked closer. 4 thick shapes moved in the dirt like pipe cleaners. Then they twitched. Spider legs. That night they camped all night, scratching, hissing. By morning, their tents were wrapped in webs. Roy believed one thing: the tents saved them because the spiders thought they were already caught. Would you have run or stayed till morning?
So the Roblox dev that recreated Epstein's island on a Roblox game? he used an actual victim to understand all of the different details on Epstein's island. As you can see when you walk inside, it's all the exact paintings, different flooring, everything is perfect. And that was the main question people were having. Hold on, how do they know every detail of the island? Roblox players spent weeks recreating every detail of Jeffrey Epstein's island to the exact 100%, which is absolutely insane. How do you know that's every single detail? That is also another big question. Guys, what do y'all think about this in the comments? Because people are actually outraged on other tweets, just saying like, this is absolutely disgusting. Like, I don't even understand how the victim could come and agree to something like this. But guys, it actually gets worse somehow. Not only is it one of these little rooms, it's literally all of the entire map. So if y'all want to go play this, look up Epstein Island on Roblox, and you get to basically have a one-to-one tour of where Epstein did all of his stuff at. Very interesting. What do y'all think?
So it's now a trend to take RAM out of school computers because of how expensive RAM has been. If you don't know, for a while now, there's been a shortage in RAM worldwide, causing prices to surge anywhere from $500 to $4,000. Because of this, kids apparently thought it would be a good idea to take school computers apart, taking one RAM card out of each computer so they can still turn on. But the crazy thing is, many have been messing with the RAM, seeing what would happen if they take them out while the computer is still on. And every time they end up glitching out and making a screaming sound, which is insane.
I'm gonna tell you why they never taught you about money. I'm going to oversimplify some things. The education system used to actually prepare people for life, teaching practical skills that helped you navigate the world successfully. But things changed. The people who control education realized something brilliant. If we teach kids about money, investing, taxes, and wealth building, they'll become financially independent. And financially independent people are hard to control. So they removed it from the curriculum completely. You learned algebra you'll never use, studied the mitochondria, memorized dates of wars, but nobody taught you about compound interest, credit scores, or building assets. That's intentional. They need workers, not wealthy people. Employees, not entrepreneurs. They need you to graduate, get into debt, get a job, and stay trapped in the system for 40 years. And anybody who understands how power works knows an educated population is a dangerous population. So they gave you a diploma and no real-world skills. Now you're 25, in debt, and don't even know what a Roth IRA is. And that's exactly how they designed it. You're not dumb. You were miseducated on purpose. We may not see each other again, so make sure to follow this page.
Viewers quickly noticed something strange about the attorney's neck. There seemed to be a lump on both sides, as if something inside her body was trying to push its way out. The more people replayed the clip, the more unsettling it looked. Was she just an ordinary human under harsh studio lights, or was something else hiding beneath her skin? Many started to wonder if they were looking at a normal attorney or a reptilian shapeshifter in disguise.
The system is up and running.
MIT was awarded a number of years ago to Woody Norris. This is 2005 or 2006. And that award was $500,000 for doing what's called acoustic heterodyning, being able to send a signal from 2 points into an individual so they literally hear a voice in their head that nobody around them hears.
I mean, voices are the easiest ones because all you have to do is stimulate the cochlea with a set resonant frequency. It's very easy. Voices are very easy. And it isn't people imagining voices, they physically hear them. You can physically make people hear voices, certain voices, and it can be any conversation, and it can be anybody you want to hear. It can be a soft, angelic voice, it can be a god, it can be something that scares you like a devil, it can be anything.
As a child, what was so present with boys' toys? Check this out. Remember everybody with the Tonka trucks?
Yeah.
Now, I have a theory.
Oh.
Check this out, bro.
Oh.
I have a theory. The people in charge, fam.
Yeah.
They know once kids start seeing other jobs that I guess appeal to them more artistically or whatever, they're gonna stop wanting to do the trades jobs and the blue collar jobs because it's not as, I guess, like enticing. But check this out. At a young age, they start brainwashing us or start promoting it to us. That's why we see Tonka trucks, feel me? The construction hats and shit. Remember that show Mighty Machines? It's all about that. And it's on the kids' channel, fam. It's something you would see on Discovery Channel. That shit's on Treehouse and like the kids channels. What else? Bob the motherfucking Builder, bro.
Yeah.
The same shit. Same shit. Mario was a what?
Plumber. What the
Check this out, fam. Now, they're still smart. They know that, oh man, kids aren't really watching TV shows anymore, blah, blah, this and that. The games they're playing, I guess it's kind of building. I guess like Roblox, building. Fortnite, building. But
it's all online.
The one TV show that's still popping with children today is motherfucking Paw Patrol, bro. Paw Patrol, check this out. Every single character in Paw Patrol is a what? A blue-collar worker. You have Chase, who's a police officer. You have Marshall, who's a fireman. You have Sky, who's a pilot. Yeah. And the construction bulldog guy, bro. It's all planned.
You know, I'm all for artistic expression, but, you know, I don't know what's going on here, and I really don't want to find out, so let's just jump into the next video.
We seen Britney Spears come out and say she seen the whole royal family transform into lizards. You know, I had my own experience in the club with my cousin, you feel me? We seen a lady, her name was Jen, we was friends on Facebook, and my cousin said, bro, I just seen the devil. And he pointed to where to look, I seen what I seen, I walked up on her. And when I got close up to her, I felt like a cheeseburger in front of a crocodile. And I took that feeling like, okay, everybody that I see ain't the same. And, you know, we hear about this all throughout history, but there are certain groups who have sequestered knowledge to keep us living in this state of monotony in order to fulfill the covenants that they've made with higher intelligence. Somebody sold us all out.
What's that? Oh, a group of researchers are figuring out that at a certain point or time out of the day or year, that all of a sudden you feel melancholy and a little worse than you usually do. There's a big meaning behind this. Tell me more! Yeah, so what this group of researchers did is they gathered a group of people that are having these common feelings of just despair and just melancholy, and they just feel like life is over during just certain times of the year. But it usually only seems to be on like a certain number of days, not like a whole month or anything. And they tried to figure out what this means. And over time, what they started to figure out is these people started to pass away around this time, one by one, on different days around the same time that they were feeling this overwhelming feeling. And what they figured out is that your consciousness is actually traveling into the future and figuring out which day you die, and then it's coming back and mourning with you when that happens. So essentially, some people already know when they're gonna pass away without actually knowing it. Oh, goody.
In this clip, two men were sitting together casually when one of them reached over and pulled the other man's nose. Instead of the skin stretching naturally, an entire outer layer lifted and peeled away. What came off was not skin at all, but a thin, realistic mask. The material folded back cleanly, revealing that the face people had been seeing was not real. The footage ended before anything underneath could be clearly identified. When Justin Bieber appeared in court, attention was supposed to stay on the case. Instead, a brief but disturbing moment stood out on camera. For a split second, his eyes changed and reflected a sharp, unnatural flash that matched what many describe as the reptilian eye phenomenon. This was not the first time similar signs had been pointed out around high-profile figures connected to powerful circles, including those frequently seen around Diddy. Soon after those associations became public, Justin's career shifted sharply off course. The timing, the visual anomaly, and the pattern of influence painted a troubling picture that many believe was not a coincidence.
Michael Jackson's son had a party. Now, people are saying Michael Jackson was actually there in disguise, bro. Look at this. But it's so obvious. This shit is obvious. Look. Michael Jackson, he was known for being allergic to the sun because of his skin.
Okay, so he's like
so he's always wearing like long sleeves or stuff to cover himself.
Yeah.
So you can see here.
Before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys. Their phones were being spied on. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately.
See, he has an umbrella, always wearing sunglasses, always covering his skin. Now his son and I think his manager, they had a big like yacht party.
Okay.
Now there's somebody on the boat that looks very suspicious.
Oh,
because
hell nah.
it's the only person that's wearing full covered. Look at his face and look at the choice of attire.
Bro,
so people are saying this is Michael Jackson after another plastic surgery to change his identity.
Oh, hell no.
And he's hiding and he's still chilling with his son in public.
That's not just like the boat owner?
That's what the theory is, at least. That's what the theory is. And
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Jackson was still alive. If you look at, a lot of details regarding his passing, there are a lot of things that are very like suspicious, and you're kind of like, there's just a lot of things that don't add up how they usually would. So who knows what Michael Jackson's doing? Hopefully bro is all right.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This is actually scary. So this lady that you see in these photos with these different artists, her name is Michelle Lame. And you usually see her in the industry. She's like with rappers and celebrities and big celebrities where they have such of a big following that they'll never fall off. But a lot of people are starting to piece things together, and it's been like this for a while, where people are speculating that Michelle Lame is taking these top tier artists to the dark side, if you know what I mean. And Joe Budden just recently had a podcast where he just said, forget it. So pray for Joe Budden. But he just said, forget it. I'm about to ask A$AP Rocky out loud. And this is what he said about it.
It ain't no spells being casted when I'm around. But I can't justify, you know what I'm saying, and I ain't doing no rituals. Like, she just taught me about art. She took me to Freeze Outfit. She shot my album cover, and she gave me a nice diamond ring to, do the album cover, the one called At Long Last, A$AP.
So y'all heard what he said. He said, she ain't do no spells on me or no rituals or nothing. But I'm not gonna lie. He also said that, yeah, she's into a lot of dark stuff, but they ain't got nothing to do with him. And I'm not gonna lie. The fact that he brought up spells and rituals, yeah, if you know Michelle Lame, she's into that. But look at the artist she's with. Kanye. She's with Offset. Ice Spice. And there's more. Y'all know her, bro. I'm telling you. That is just scary that it's a woman and it's starting to become like public now. That's in the industry that literally tells you out loud, yes, she worships that man downstairs. And she's trying to convert hip hop artists to worship him too. Like, she believes in that. Like, they really, her and Rick Owens, they put that out there like, bro, we do this. Did y'all just see that art that just came out? I can't even show it, but that's crazy. Like, and look how many people wear Rick Owens. Man, I ain't gonna lie, boy, it's dark.
So now they're saying that this polar vortex is gonna bring air so cold that trees can explode. The simulation is simulating right now. We have to be in a different reality. When have you ever heard them say it'll be so cold that trees can explode? Then they're saying we're gonna have temperatures as low as 50 degrees below zero. They're saying that we're gonna have ice as thick as an inch. Power and electricity can go out. More than likely, there will be no flights. More than likely, you won't be able to use transportation in certain areas. Are y'all hearing all of this? They're saying in some areas, they're gonna get up to 20 inches of snow. Mind you, this is happening in almost every state of the United States. Over 100 million people will be affected. Excuse me, over 150 million people will be affected. Now, they're saying that all of this is a possibility. They're predicting this to happen. They're saying it's a chance it won't happen. They're also saying the chance that it will happen, and if it does happen, we are in trouble. Think about how many people live on the streets. I keep saying this shit is crazy, but they really just got me with that trees exploding shit. Something ain't right. I'm out.
Major breaking news in the case of David and Celeste. An arrest has officially been made in this case, and it was David's best friend, Neo. I mean, this is crazy. Just last night, we got the news that David's best friend, Neo Langston, was booked into a Montana jail on a warrant. And a representative from that jail said that he was arrested because there was an out-of-jurisdiction warrant from Los Angeles for failure to appear as a witness, and he's currently being held without bond. As we know, it was previously stated that someone with potentially vital information was refusing to show up and testify in front of the grand jury and that an arrest was coming soon. And we now know exactly who that is, but the question is, why is he so afraid to talk, and what involvement, if any, did he have in all of this? Well, if you guys remember, the private investigator for this case said that he very clearly saw the person that was last seen driving David's Tesla with Celeste inside, and then soon after posted this asking, was it Neo? On top of that, if you remember, authorities said that they were looking into a trip that was taken by David to a remote area in Santa Barbara County in the middle of the night. They said they believed Celeste was in the car at that time and that there was—
Everyone is currently at a loss for words after finding out that Mr. Bean is dating Mia Khalifa. Yes, you 100% heard me correctly. Apparently the both of them have been dating since last summer, and many people are spreading pictures of the both of them being seen in public and whatnot all across social media. And this one right here is the most popular one of the both of them. Now, if 100% true, this has to be the most unexpected couple of all time. I genuinely had no idea that Mr. Bean was even still around, and I also had no idea that Mia Khalifa was still around as well, so the both of them potentially dating is just interesting. The one thing that is causing me not to believe this, though, is that a lot of these pictures of the both of them just really seem AI generated, and then also when you search up Mr. Bean like anywhere, there's always pictures with him and his actual wife. So unless Mr. Bean has a girlfriend and a wife, it just really wouldn't make any sense. So I don't think this is 100% true, but I mean, hey, I guess you never know, but I'm curious to know your thoughts about all of this.
Morbid Facts, Part 872. Brendan Fraser's brief collapse was driven by years of physical destruction, psychological breakdown, and what many believe was a Hollywood blacklist. At the height of his career, he was performing nearly all of his own stunts, which led to multiple herniated discs, spinal compression, a fractured pelvis, and repeated surgeries that left him in constant pain. In 1999, Fraser nearly died during the filming of The Mummy when a hanging stunt went horribly wrong and the rope was pulled too tightly, cutting off blood flow to his brain and causing him to lose consciousness. He later said doctors told him he came dangerously close to serious brain injury or death. Around the same time, he endured the passing of his mother, a financially devastating divorce, and severe depression. Brendan later alleged he was sexually assaulted by a powerful Hollywood executive in 2003, and after speaking about it privately, his career abruptly stalled. Many believe he was quietly blacklisted as major roles vanished almost overnight, leaving him to describe himself as invisible for years while living in pain and isolation. After roughly a 15-year hiatus, Fraser ultimately rebuilt his life and career, returning to Hollywood on his own terms and finding renewed stability and appreciation from fans.
So apparently the most followed TikToker, Khaby Lame, is now officially a billionaire. Earlier today, he sold a majority of his company for over $900 million, and now the new owners can use his image to promote pretty much whatever product that they want. Like basically they're just gonna make an AI version of him to advertise a bunch of stuff to his 160 million TikTok followers. And the craziest part is that bro became a billionaire without saying a single word. All he had to do was this over and over, and now he is officially set for life.
Have you noticed how we've not built any new cemeteries? Like any city, town you go to, they still have the same cemeteries they've had for hundreds of years. And people pass away all the time, yet these cemeteries never seem to fill up. There are always open plots of land where you can bury someone. So where are the bodies? Where are they going? What's happening to them? I've got this interesting theory that I've heard. Now, in the 1970s, there was this movie called Soylent Green. Now, Soylent Green was this movie starring Charlton Heston, and it was about this futuristic city in which the world had become overpopulated. They had destroyed the oceans, they had destroyed the earth, and times were really rough. And none of the people in the city could afford to buy any groceries. They couldn't afford just the normal things we get every day at the store. So, in order to keep them from starving, they were sold this very cheap stuff that was made in the factory. It was like a squared cracker or ration, and it was called Soylent Green, or yellow or red. And the people, because they were hungry, because they were starving, they would protest like every day. They would go out into the streets and have these huge protests. But these trucks would come around, and they would pick them up and take them away. And all these people were like disappearing. So Charlton Heston's character, who is this detective, he starts investigating this mysterious case, which leads him to the factory where they make this Soylent Green. And what he discovers is that the Soylent Green is made from humans. And when you kind of look around now, right, the same things are happening that happened in that movie, right? We are slowly destroying the oceans, the earth. Groceries have become unaffordable. They are now a luxury to most. And you wonder, the foods that we're getting that are so cheap that we're able to afford to buy, the only stuff that we can eat, what is it made of? Now, I'm curious what you think. Why do you think we are not building any new cemeteries?
Honestly, this is true. I don't see any new cemeteries being made. I don't see any new, graves being created. So who knows what they're doing? And, hopefully they get this figured out before my time comes, because the last thing I want is to be turned into a cheeseburger and sold to somebody.
So, did you ever hear about the mystery of the Loretto Chapel?
No.
Loretto Chapel, you never heard about it?
Church?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, to this day, and it's still on the news, they did a broadcast about this.
Yeah.
There's a chapel that has a staircase in the church. It does not use any nails, any glue, and does not use wood from this earth.
What?
Check this out. Now, the story goes from I think 1887, which is a long, long time ago. There's a chapel, and there's a carpenter working on the staircase in the chapel to reach the top. It's like an atrium.
Yeah.
And before he could finish it, he died and passed away. Now, the nuns in the church, what they did, they started to pray. And they prayed to Saint Joseph. Prayed to Saint Joseph to ask Jesus to bless the chapel and send someone to finish the construction so that they can pray. Now, what happened was one day, after the 9th day of their prayers, a man came into town on a donkey and described as having a long white beard, long white hair, and he came with tools off the donkey, came to the church and said, "I'm here to build the stairs." Yeah, exactly. Now check this out. Obviously they allowed him in, but the one thing he said was, "You're not allowed, you guys have to give me privacy, and it's gonna take me like a month." So they let him do his thing, they let him work. Before they could even give him payment or anything, even like thank him, he disappeared. He didn't want anything from them. Now check this out. This is where it gets crazy. So what they say is that this staircase was a miracle. And they actually, to this like 2023, they sent researchers to look at the wood and architects to look at the structure. And it's physically impossible to create this staircase. Now, if you look at it, I'm going to show you a picture.
Princess Diana was unalived by the royal family because she knew something very dark.
Apparently, about a month before Princess Diana had her accident, she said to a close friend that the royal family are not human, but they are reptiles from the Alpha Draconis star system. Hello, what? Okay, I had to look that up, okay? It's in the shape of a lizard. I don't know what the heck that means. I don't know anymore. This is my driver, and they're weirdly related to Vlad the Impaler, who is a vampire, and reptiles are known cannibals. So that's interesting. Here we go. Anyways.
Stay weird.
That was my driver.
You won't believe what they're about to do in prison, because it is about to get a whole lot worse. They are bringing something in which is going to completely change the game for prisoners. So, there's a couple problems with the whole prison system at the moment, so to speak. For one, there's overcrowding. There's too many people in these prisons. For two, it doesn't really seem to be doing that much to 80% of people who do go to prison. But this will make it way worse for them. There's two things, and the second one is just mind-blowing, literally. So a company, first of all, has developed this new tech, which is being worked on in the UK and the US, which is literally gonna make prisoners feel the pain that their victims felt. There's basically this new augmented reality technology which is being developed, as I say. But even in this headset, they're saying they'd be able to kind of terrify, scare, jump scare prisoners. But it gets way worse than that when you compare it with the second part. So there's been another thing which has been being worked on for years and years. So, as I'm sure you know, there are drugs out there which make time feel different, right? And they're now saying that you could serve a 4,000-year prison sentence in one day. This would, of course, maximise prisons, meaning that not as many people would have to be in them at once. But what happens if you combine
the two together. The prisoner won't even realise that they're in a VR headset or interacting with something. They won't know who they are. They will actually think they are the victim and are going through that pain. Now, of course, is this legal? Is this even gonna be allowed to happen? We don't know. But it is being worked on, so I guess we're gonna have to see.
See, this is crazy, but it depends on what you did. If you did something absolutely unforgivable and you're literally a monster, you get what you get, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you have a crime that's like, it's bad, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, say you like stole like $20 million from the government. Like, you know, you didn't really hurt nobody, you know, because they just be spawning money in anyway. Yeah, if you did something crazy, fair game. But if you did something that's like, that's kind of messed up.
The only place in the world without time is located on the island of Sommerøy in northern Norway, a little known place, but one of stunning beauty. Here, there is no traditional 24-hour clock. Many residents have taken off their watches and hung them on the bridge that leads to the island as a symbol of their decision to forget about time. If you visit the island in the summer, you'll experience 69 days of midnight sun and over 70 days of polar night. To fully enjoy the bright summer, the government does not require shops or schools to operate at set hours. This is known as the timeless mirror. At 2 or 3 in the morning, it's common to see people playing football, mowing the lawn, or young people swimming. From November to February, every time you open the door, you can see the
video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video. It made you tremble in your boots, and we're going to be on to the next one. Thank you.